Hello, Avery. We're gonna read a book. Let's go to the park. I am at the park. You see the baby? I smell a flower. You see the flower? I hear a duck quack. You see the duck in the water? I see clouds from my swing. You see the clouds? I feel rain. It's time to go. You see the baby? Buffalo, Fluffalo, and Puffalo. You ready for another one, Avery? One sunshiny, bright prairie spring day, Fluffalo did things his usual way. First he munched all the grass he could possibly eat. Then he called for his friends with a buffalo bleat. See the trees and the water? All morning they frolicked, and rollicked, and played. And at noontime Fluff napped in the cool prairie shade. You see the animals, Avery? Then he set off alone for his afternoon wandering, for quiet buffalo roaming and pondering. After after the sun reached its farthest point west, Buffalo Fluffalo lay down to rest. He can go night night. But just as dawn cast its first light in the sky, old Buffalo woke to a loud wailing cry. Wah! 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 Stop that, Fluff grumbled. I should be dreaming. Desist from that terrible shouting and screaming. Buffalo scared or something. To Buffalo Fluffalo's surely dismay, the wailing got louder as dawn turned to day. What could that be? Puffed tired old Fluffalo. I've said it before, I've had enough-alo. So grumpy old Fluff looked around and around, furious and curious about the source of the sound. Wah! 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 By a pair of the tiniest, shiniest eyes. Wah! Wailed the thing, all shaky and mad. And old Fluffalo knew things were suddenly bad. Wah! I've heard about these, thought gloomy Fluff. It's a newly born, squishily buffalo puff. Thank goodness by then his friends gathered to see what the rattling, noisy, loud racket could be. I don't like this thing, Fluff announced with a snort. It's all yelly and smelly and squigglish in short. But just hearing Fluff's voice, Puff hushed to a peep, and the little new calf fell swiftly asleep. Prairie Dog sighed, and Ram gave it a smile, but Buffalo Fluffalo filled up with a bile. What does it need? Fluff huffed with alarm. Does it play? Does it talk? Does it mean us all harm? I don't think it needs much, said mangy old Crow, except time to learn and try and to grow. And with that, Puff sneezed with a whistling toot. Achooey! And old Buffalo realized he's a tiny bit cute. As the blue, breezy spring turned summery hot, Puff learned to trip and to slip, and then to gallop and trot. In the morning, Fluff taught him to eat the right plants and to keep his small buffalo tongue from red ants. And when the friends gathered to romp and to play, little Puff was too small to get much in the way. Then, at high noon, when Fluff lay down to rest, Puff snuggled right up in the crook of his chest. Good day, win night night. And when Fluff set off for his long, lonesome strolls, he let Puff tag along over valleys and knolls. Puff asked him about the moon and the clouds, and why lightning was quiet, but thunder was loud. Sometimes Fluff would answer, and sometimes he would not, but no matter the chatter, Puff loved him a lot. And even though Fluff often slowed down his stride, he knew life was better with Puff by his side. You like that one, Fat Fat? Can we read another one? Dandelion Magic. This is Jonah. Look what he found. He picked a dandelion. Can you say hello to him? Jonah's Nana thinks dandelions are magical. She says each year somewhere in the world one magical dandelion grows. One year she found it and wished for a grandson. Then poof! John appeared. Can you believe that? Maybe Jonah's dandelion is magical. Let's see. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, make a special wish, and blow. He did a flower. It worked! It worked! You turned Jonah into a pineapple. Wait, why did you turn Jonah into a pineapple? Well, at least we know this dandelion is magical. Try again. Close your eyes, make a wish, and blow. Fantastic! A pirate! Jonah has always wanted to be a pirate. His boat isn't moving. Will you blow a great big gust of wind so Jonah can go find the treasure? Get ready, breathe in, and blow. He did a blow, Fat Fat. The boat, Fat Fat. Wow, you are strong. Blow 3 more times really fast so Jonah can reach that treasure. Almost there. But watch out for the sea serpent. Scare him away with a loud noise. Roar as loud as you can. You roar, fat bat. Oh, good, he's gone. But look out. Holy cheese straws, it's a giant squid. Distract her quick. Make a scary face. Nice work. I didn't know you can be so scary. Heads up. Here comes a dragon too. What will we do? Put out that fire with your wettest wet raspberry. Stick out your tongue and blow with all your might. You raspberried all over me. Hey, you wet raspberry put out the fire, but sticking your tongue out at these monsters made them super angry. Let's get Jonah out of here. Oh no, look what you did. You started a hurricane. Hang in there, Jonah. We will save you. One wish left. Make it a good one. Close your eyes and think about helicopters, scuba gear, jetpacks, pool floaties, swim noodles, anything useful. Blow hard and wish even harder. A pizza, a pizza. You wished for a pizza. How can you think about pizza at a time like this? You did a pizza? You know, you are very, very lucky. There is one magic fuse left. Make it count. Save Jonah. Blow now. Phew, you saved Jonah. Let's get him home to bed. What an exciting day. Please blow the sun away. 3 cheers for a peaceful night. Hooray! Woohoo! Yee! Now blow Jonah a soft kiss. Good night. And that's the end. I want to read The Baby Bath. Warm water. He did a baby. Sudsy soap. Clean baby. Alright. Just to look, the last book mommy got. Sleep tight, polar bear. Home is calling. The sun is setting low. The moon is rising fast. That means it's time to go. Day is done. No more playing. Time to rest your head. For little babies everywhere is getting close to bed. Fox kits cuddle up so tight. Still pups doze in fading light. Owls have been asleep all day. They fly off in search for prey. Sleepy hares show signs of stopping. They settle down and calm their hopping. Narwhal counts fish swimming by and asks for one more lullaby. Ribbons like the sky, green and velvet blue. Do you see them, baby, dancing just for you? Now we're home, safe and sound. The moon is shining bright. Close your eyes and dream away. I love you so. Sleep tight. The end. Okay, Mommy found some more. 2 and 3. Meg and Ed are on the sand. Ed can dig up 2 shells. Meg can dig up 3 shells. Ed can see 2 birds on the sand. He did a birds in the water. Meg can see 3 birds on a hill. Ed can see 2 frogs. They're the frogs. Meg can see 3 frogs. Good night, ocean. Good morning, great blue ocean. Good morning, friends. Are we ready to share a wonderful day? Hello, hermit crabs and starfish. It's nice to see you, sea lions and sea otters, playing in the great kelp forest. Greetings, coral reef and colorful reef fish. Good day, sea anemone and clownfish. Good afternoon, sea cucumber. Hello, seahorse. Watch out for the stingray and prickly sea urchins. Are you having fun? Bottlenose dolphins. Greetings, green sea turtle. Good afternoon, whale shark, the largest fish in the ocean. You see the fish in the water? Ahoy there, sunken pirate ship. Ahoy there, scuba divers searching for treasure. We did a big old boat, my Avery. We did a boat. It's nice to see you, sailfish. Hello, hammerhead shark. Make way for the jellyfish floating in the sea. Greetings, giant octopus with your 8 amazing arms. Thank you, Coast Guard cutter, for keeping us safe at sea. Good evening, ochre family swimming and playing together. Wow, look at the humpback whale breaching beautifully for all to see. Good luck, crab fishermen catching Alaskan king crab. Good evening, penguins of the South Pole diving for fish. Hello, scientists exploring the underwater world in your submarine. Good night, glowing creatures of the deep. Good night, beluga whales swimming in the cold Arctic Ocean. Sleep tight, walruses. Thank you for sharing a wonderful day. Good night, starlight dancing in the winter water. Okay. You still listening, Avery? Froggy goes to school. Okay. It was the first day of school. Froggy woke up and looked out the window. The sun was high in the sky. Oh no, the bus, he cried. I'll miss the bus. He did a frog. He hopped out of bed and flopped outside. Flop, flop, flop. The school bus was leaving. Wait, wait, he yelled, and took a mighty hop. The bus hissed to a stop, and the door folded open. Froggy flopped up the steps, flop, flop, flop. But when he reached the top, everybody laughed and pointed their fingers. You did a bus? Froggy, yelled his friend Max. What? Did you forget something? Froggy looked down. Oops, he's in his underwear. He dashed to the back of the bus and hid behind Max's umbrella all the way to school. At school, he hopped behind bushes. He tried to hide behind the flagpole. He rolled down the hall like a bowling ball. And in class, he pretended to be a flower pot. Froggy, called his teacher. What? But it wasn't his teacher at all. It was his father. Froggy rubbed his eyes. He had been dreaming. He was still in bed. Rise and shine, Froggy, said his father. It's the first day of school. This time Froggy got up. Froggy got all dressed. Zip, zoop, zup, zut, zut, zat. Then he flopped into the kitchen. Flop, flop, flop. He tried to pour milk on his bowl of flies, but the carton flew out of his hands. You're just nervous about school, Froggy, said his mother. Everybody is. The first day. Not me, cried Froggy. And together they leapfrogged all the way to the bus stop. Flop, flop, flop. At school, Froggy found his name tag on his table. He liked his name. It was the first word he knew how to read. He read it aloud, louder and louder. It was the only word he knew how to read. Froggy, cried his teacher, Miss Witherspoon. What? Hush, dear. It's time to pay attention. You still paying attention, Avery? But it was hard to pay attention, he squirmed. He looked out the window at the falling leaves. He felt like a leaf falling, falling. Plop! He fell out his chair. Oops! Kindly stay in your seat, dear, said Miss Witherspoon. We'll sit on the floor at circle time. At circle time, Miss Witherspoon said, Now, children, today I'd like you to tell us what you did last summer. Who wants to go first? Froggy shouted, Me, me, me! And so did Max. Miss Witherspoon went, Clap, 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 clap. And everybody went, Clap, 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 clap with her, and then they grew very quiet. Now, one at a time, said Miss Witherspoon. When Froggy's turn came, he jumped up and said, Last summer I learned how to swim. And he sang, Bubble, bubble, toot, toot, chicken, airplane, soldier. Everybody jumped up and joined in. Bubble, bubble, toot, toot, chicken, airplane, soldier. When, in walked in the principal, Mr. Mugwort. Bubble, bubble, oops, cried Froggy, looking more red in the face than green. Mr. Mugwort glared at him. Then he joined in. Bubble, bubble, toot, toot, chicken, airplane, soldier, till the bell rang for recess. When Froggy flopped off the bus after school, his father said, Froggy, how was your first day of school? Great, said Froggy. I taught the principal how to swim. That's nice, said his mother. But where's your lunchbox and baseball cap? Oops, I left them at school. Oh, Froggy, will you ever learn? Said his mother. That's why I'm going to school, Mom. And together they leapfrogged. All the way home. Flop, flop, flop. All right, Mommy's all out of books now. You being a good boy, Avery? I love you.